long day. I'm going to name this video Mountain Driving. Now, I drove through the mountains from Phoenix to, I'm not quite in Denver yet, but I'm actually still in Utah. But I got enough footage, it'll make for some good video. Now there's a lot bigger mountains, a lot longer mountains, like I'm not gonna try to act like these were the biggest mountains in the world. They were big to me, and I'll tell you, from doing a 6% grades at first when I started, they were kind of hairy, but then you get used to it, they're not bad. But these 8% and the 10% got my heart rate up a little bit, I'll tell you that, definitely. So I'm very fortunate I was able to find a parking spot this late in the day. It's I don't know, I think it's like 7 o'clock at night somewhere. I'm in Utah, so I'm normally on Atlanta time, so I'm always trying to add 2 or 3 hours. But the sun's still up. It feels like it's, I don't know, it feels like it's 5 or 6 o'clock, so it's probably 6 or 7. Anyway, there's in the video you'll see there was a truck going down the hill, and he must have gone over into the other lane, and he had some problems. And it was totaled. They were on the cleanup. Looked like it had taken a long time to clean up. There's hardly anything left of the trailer. I'm telling you, even a 6% grade, if you're not ready for it, you can get your speed up and you can't get it down. That's where the trouble starts. So being an over-the-road truck driver is doing as many of the 48 states that you can, and dealing with mountains, you know, and we haven't even started talking about the winters yet. So those will be some adventuresome videos coming up. But right now I'm getting some experience on the mountains, and it was exciting at times. So I hope you like the videos. Definitely was happy. I'll tell you what, had a hole in my trailer roof this morning, and I had to go get it repaired, and my clock was ticking. So I lost a lot of time. For a lot of time I was only averaging about 40 miles an hour. You're not going to get a lot of miles that way. I only have 372 miles to go to my location, my consignee. That says about 7 hours of drive time. I've got a full day tomorrow I can drive, plus till 9 a.m. the next morning after that, so I'll be fine. I wanted to get the majority of it out of the way. So I only did 494 miles today, divided by, I drove for 10 hours and 45 minutes, so 10.75. 494 divided by 10.75, 10 3/4 hour. Yeah, see, I only averaged 45.9 miles per hour, because you're going up and down the mountains. And I spent 2 hours driving around in Phoenix, because I had to drive my trailer around and get it repaired, and then go back to Pepsi and pick up. And of course, you're allowed 80,000 pounds. I'm at 76,750, so I'm about as close to being full as you get. And going up and down these mountains is really hairy. You gotta make sure that, my goal is typically around 45 miles an hour when I'm right as I begin the downgrade. That's just my goal. The one that was 10%, I set my goal down to 35 miles an hour, but I didn't get down to 35 miles an hour in time, because when it had the 10% grade, then it was there. It was like, well, I must have missed the 10% grade warning coming up, because I'm sure there was one. By the time I got that, I was at 50 miles an hour, and so my Jake brake was doing okay, but not, I kept accelerating. So I stab brake. So you kind of real hard. You don't slam on the brake, but you press pretty hard, feel it slow down, let off, because otherwise you're going to burn up your brakes and they'll crystallize. So I didn't want that going on. I did pretty good, I think, but I still got up 74 miles an hour going down to 10% grade. It gave me a little scare, but that's how you get experience. I didn't roll it, so I feel bad for that one guy. I don't know what he did. He went too fast, whatever he was doing, most likely. I saw a sheep trying to cross the road today, a little herd of 6 sheep. That was interesting. I saw a deer. Actually, it might have been a female elk, because it was a big deer. And I think it was an elk, because it pranced across. It looked different than a deer. It's beautiful. I saw a jackrabbit. I think it was yesterday, I think. I never saw a jackrabbit before. It was not a very smart jackrabbit, because he was just kind of hanging out on the interstate, and it was just me and him for a minute. And he stayed over in the other lane, but he wasn't really doing much. He had no destination. He was just kind of hopping around, checking it out. It's not the place to be checking it out. I'm glad I didn't have to run over him. I will hit my share of animals, and that's unfortunate. I saw a little chipmunk, or whatever it was. I don't know what kind of animal it was. It looked like a chipmunk, but it ran into the tire of a semi in front of me, and it spun around and it flipped its tail very fast. I know it was in pain, and I had a split-second decision. I probably should have just run over him to put him out of his misery, but I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So think about that. I couldn't put him out of his misery, so I decided, no, I'm going to let him go ahead and suffer. That's worse. So, I don't know. What do you do? If I ran over him, that would have been, I could have dealt with that. But to intentionally run over an animal, I just didn't want to do it. But I don't know. You can send me your comments and tell me what you would have done. The decisions you have to make. Check this view out, though. You're gonna like these. You're gonna like these videos. I'm at a rest area. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. So this one's gonna be called Mountain Driving. Hope you enjoy it. You guys take care, and be sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and that way you'll get notifications whenever I send out video. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm talking to a lot of people. I'm really excited because, well, I don't have a lot of subscribers yet. That's okay. I'm not doing it just for subscribers. Those who are interested in truck driving are finding me, and I'm by no means somebody who has all the knowledge. I'm just sharing my experiences with my friends and family and my new friends that are subscribing, and the adventures that I'm going through. It's a great experience. I mean, to be able to see the country like this is phenomenal, and to be able to share it with you is awesome. So feel free to comment and let me know. If you want to email me, I've had a few people I've actually talked to on the phone. You can email me at kangarootrucker@gmail.com, and we can hook up, and I'm happy to talk with you and share with you my experience if it helps in any decisions. I had a great time in Phoenix. I got to see Joe. He's the head of training, and those guys there are working their butts off out there. It was so hot. It was 110 degrees, and they have a special vest that they're wearing that helps keep them cool. 'Cause those guys, the trainers, are out there in the heat almost 100% of the time, while there's a tent for the trainees to be in. If you do training, try to do it during the winter, because Phoenix does get hot. Okay, so listen, enjoy the videos. We'll talk to you soon.